Artem Poludennyi is the winner of many music competitions, soloist of a prestigious concert hall, and a teacher of one of the best Ukrainian conservatories. Watch how to achieve such high results at a young age in today's Ukrainian state program. Not every young musician is given the honor to play on this stage. The most illustrious Ukrainian and foreign artists were applauded in the Column Hall of the National Philharmonic of Ukraine. Today, the audience meets young but already famous musicians with a standing ovation. The cellist Artem Poludennyi is one of them. Artem Poludennyi was raised in a family of musicians. He has been playing music since he was 7 years old. He graduated from Lysenko Music School of Kiev and the Tchaikovsky National Music Academy. He is the laureate of international competitions, the Mykola Lysenko International Music Competition and the Tainev Chamber Music Contest. He worked as an artist of the orchestra and soloist in the Kiev Camerata National Chamber Ensemble, the Latoshinsky Ensemble and the Kiev Chamber Orchestra. He cooperated with the orchestras of Rivne, Dnipro, Kiev Philharmonic, the Leopolis Lviv Orchestra and the National Symphony Orchestra of Ukraine. Since 2016, he is a soloist of the National Organ and Chamber Music Hall. He is also a teacher at Glinka Dnipro State Conservatory. He is actively touring both in Ukraine and abroad. Since childhood, I had attended the rehearsals of the symphony orchestra, so I lived in it, though I had no plans to enter music school.
Но планов поступать в музыкальную школу не было. И они возникли буквально уже, когда мне надо было идти в обычную школу.
They appeared when it was time for me to go to a regular school. A few months before entrance, I realized that I wanted to play the cello. It sank into my heart. Talent is not enough to become a true musician. It is necessary to go through the long and arduous path of studying. The first step in my life was to study at the Kiev Children's Academy of Arts. There is an academy in Obolon, where I studied for 8 years. I'm very happy I studied there, because my childhood was brighter than that of students in the regular school, where I studied my last 3 school years. It was hard work there.
Я туда поступил на последние 3 класса, то есть 9, 10, 11. И там уже такая, пахота.
Many children, like Artem, study in music schools. In the future, music does not always become their profession, but the Tchaikovsky Music Academy is already a conscious choice of a way of life. And it's very important to meet your teacher on this path. Artem Poludennyi was fortunate enough to meet the famous Ukrainian cellist Ivan Kucher.
Я хотел только у Ивана Ильича учиться здесь. Я часто бывал на концертах у него и филармонии.
I wanted to learn only from Ivan Kucher. I often went to his concerts in the Philharmonic and St. Nicholas Cathedral. I understood that this was the person I needed as a mentor, as a teacher.
Он очень тонкий. Его надо чувствовать.
He is very subtle. You should feel it. When I came unprepared for the lesson, he never shouted because he didn't want to get a result from a student just for himself. He wants the student to understand, add something of his own and start moving forward.
Он хочет этот результат, чтобы студент сам что-то понял, добавил что-то свое.
When a person thinks about nothing, he gets very upset. And for me, this was the worst feeling.
И вот это вот, когда он расстраивается, это самое, пожалуй, плохое для меня было состояние.
In 2006, after graduating from the Lysenko School, Artem entered the Tchaikovsky National Music Academy and started working in the Kiev Camerata Ensemble, where he played a lot from the orchestra's repertoire and performed many works for the solo cello. In the Latoshinsky Ensemble, Artem learned a lot from the chamber repertoire and from solo works as well. When I finished studying in the conservatory, I already had some experience. Then there was the chamber orchestra, a huge number of programs, tours, communication with Roman Kaufman, world celebrities and soloists who came and played with us. It gives results.
Ну, вот это, конечно, все дает свои плоды.
Most musical instrument players gain experience of playing with orchestra, which is very important. Some of them remain artists of the orchestra, while others have started performing solo.
Мне лично просто
Personally, for me, orchestras have become a little tight. When you have a lot of ideas, in the orchestra you cannot express these ideas. You can't even show them. You have no right to do it.
Я понимаю, что я не могу эти идеи даже не то что выразить, я их не могу показывать, не имею права, потому что в оркестре есть...
Because the orchestra has its own rules. There is a person who manages the process, and you have to obey that person. It's not bad, but it's not very interesting for me anymore.
Но мне это уже, ну скажем так, не так интересно, как вот такая работа.
If you really want something and tirelessly go to your goal, then the dream will come true. Artem Poludennyi often plays solo concerts and participated in various projects. But he wasn't the soloist of a concert hall, and once in the National House of Organ and Chamber Music, a competition was announced for the place of a cello soloist.
Когда я понял, что это...
When the vacancy for solo performance was opened, I realized that there was probably no better place for me. I had been looking for this kind of activity for myself.
Такой род деятельности, собственно, я искал для себя. Для меня лучшего места, пожалуй, нет.
Artem brilliantly played at the competition and became a soloist of one of the best Ukrainian organ halls, as well as a participant of the Ravisan piano trio, headed by the pianist Natalia Kravchenko.
Пришло время перемен, как говорится, и я захотела улучшить коллектив.
I wanted to make an ensemble better and invited two interesting musicians, Artem Poludennyi and Nazar Pilatyuk. They came together. Artem is a very interesting, versatile, popular musician. He's very easy to work with. He's a sociable and open person. I like such people very much. Such people are rare these days.
Таких мало сейчас.
Я переконаний в тому свято, що добре і щиро грати на інструменті, не будучи...
I'm convinced that one cannot play an instrument well and sincerely if he or she is not a sincere person. Artem is a very good person, and I like working and communicating with him. As for his professionalism, he has already achieved success, and this doesn't require confirmation. It's a fact. I think he is one of the best young musicians today. This is a new team, the Ukraine, and not only Ukraine will be proud of.
Одним з кращих музикантів, молодих, і це нова плеяда, якою буде гордитися Україна, та й думаю, не тільки.
In 2015, the new ensemble Nota Bene started playing concerts. Artem is a member of this youth ensemble. Since that time, the musicians have prepared a lot of concert programs, participated in several international festivals, and went on a number of foreign tours.
Музыканты, они когда хотят играть,
Musicians, when they want to play and when they have many ideas, they need a platform. The ensemble is versatile and can perform almost an entire chamber repertoire.
Ансамбль универсальный. Мы обнаружили, что этот состав, вот 6 человек, он способен охватить практически весь камерный репертуар.
Musicians didn't only play concerts, but also had to find halls for rehearsals and concerts, to organize advertising, to negotiate about major tours.
Конечно, это сложно, организация концертов, то есть тоже мы, в принципе, занимаемся сами этим всем.
Of course, it's difficult, because we organize the concerts ourselves. But we have a desire to play, because the guys all have the same aspirations, the same goal to be on stage, to play qualitatively and to please the audience to the maximum.
Играть качественно, доставлять радость публике. Меня очень удивляют украинские люди. То есть у нас какая-то такая самоотверженность. Вот этим мы, наверное, берем и...
I am impressed by the Ukrainian people. We have dedication. This probably helps us reach the top in Europe and overseas. Sometimes it's not easy to negotiate with Europeans. When there is an offer, first they ask about the money, and we think, wow, an offer? We should do something about it.
У нас, предложение, надо что-то делать. А потом уже спрашиваем, а как там, что нас хоть покормят там?
And only later we ask about the conditions and whether the employer pays for air tickets. And it is often to our benefit. As for creativity, we're ahead of the game in many aspects.
Очень во многом мы впереди.
Artem Poludennyi is a musician in high demand. During a month, he plays from 10 to 15 concerts, and there are also rehearsals, the preparation for new programs, and pedagogical work.
А это самое главное для музыканта. Вот, то есть понятно, что мы все время...
This is the most important thing for a musician. Thank God I have the opportunity to do this every 2 or 3 days. When a person is on stage, they forget everything. They create, they fly. And I have this opportunity.
То он забывает обо всем. Он творит, он летает, и у меня эта возможность есть.